If you want me to do something, then tell me that I can't. I just always wanted to prove that there wasn't any difference and I'm capable of doing everything. Being a professional athlete and getting to every day focus just on training and preparing for the Paralympics is amazing. I always tell people basketball ended up finding me because I was only 15 years old and I was still trying all the different sports and doing 6 days a week, something different. But with basketball, I really liked it because it was that feeling of a big group of people working together again, which was something we lost in our family. I grew up in southern Minnesota, out in the country, living on a lake, and was the youngest of 3 older brothers, so grew up as the only girl in the family. The oldest one is Seth. Next 2 were the closest to me, Ethan and then Shane. We were super close. Always on the lake swimming and just always being outside on the trail biking. It was, I think, a lot of fun to be growing up out in the country. It was during the summertime in August, and 3 of my brothers and I were in the car with my mom driving. We just came to the stoplight and our brakes weren't working, so my mom ended up going through and getting T-boned by a car. 2 of my brothers ended up passing away, and then I ended up with a spinal cord injury. I was so young, I was 5. I was partially paralyzed from the belly button down and did a lot of therapy growing up, so I have the ability to walk. I can feel most of my legs. I just get tired really quickly, and I ended up using the wheelchair more for like pain. My mom gave me the opportunity to try every sport, and I think also in trying every sport, I learned a bunch of skill sets that I still use in basketball. I got invited to a USA camp when I was only 15 years old and went to it just aimlessly, and then was shocked that I ended up making the senior national team. I guess when I was 15, I didn't realize the impact it was gonna have on me. I grew up on the national team then. So it was my first opportunity to have sisters, and they really treated me like their little sister. 2016, the Rio Paralympics. Once we got there, just something clicked with all the girls, and we went through the whole tournament playing great basketball. The gold medal game, just remember being on the court and like, it's actually gonna happen, we're gonna win a gold medal. After the buzzer went, one of the girls, she just wrapped her arms around me and kissed me on the cheek and said, "I can't believe we did it, Rosie, we did it." I heard my parents before I saw them, definitely my dad. He is always the loudest voice in the gym. Hearing him yell, "Yeah, Rose," from the stands in a full stadium was really special. I think it's really important for us to have a plan for after basketball. Even though we're training for the Paralympics, it's not gonna go on forever. We have to have that next step, and I think preparing for it now is better than pushing it off until later. I heard about the partnership with Team USA and Guild through an email. And as soon as the email came through, I immediately went and sent in an application for a master's program. When I first graduated, though, with my bachelor's, there was an opportunity similar to this, but I just thought going abroad for the first time playing professionally, I would be too overwhelmed trying to do both things at once. But I always regretted it. Growing up on Team USA, I had a group of women around me that all had their master's or their doctorates. So they taught me that I had to go to school and I had to do these things, because then you can actually really make an impact in the sport and in communities you're a part of through education. Purdue Global is just a great fit for me. Having a community online where you know you can be abroad if I need to, it can fit to my busy schedule, and it just suits me as an athlete that has a lot going on for flexibility. As an athlete, we get taught that every day you're supposed to do something to try to improve yourself. And we're always working to be better versions of ourselves. And I think education is the best way to do that. I don't think that my wheelchair or basketball define me. I'm not just an athlete. I'm not just a person that gets around in a wheelchair. I'm my own individual person, and I'm Rose. I'm who I am. I'm not those two things. Life can change in an instant, and just being aware of who you are helps you remain happy, because you kind of have the center, and the center is yourself. You don't have to look outward to find joy. You can look inward.